DP, Josh here, back in UE4 World Development with back-to-back tutorials, number 7 today, number 8 tomorrow, and I don't know what after the next day, but it don't matter. We're going to talk about something really fast, super easy stuff again, thousands and thousands, 90% of y'all understand this, but I want to cover it, so get ready. Today I want to talk to you about lighting before we go any further, because again, things are about to get kind of complicated. You know what I'm talking about, okay? Let's get started. I want to talk to you about lighting today, and what's going to happen is I want to go through a few of these with you. Now, I got a little world here. You can't see it because it's all kind of black, but that's because there's no lights. There's nothing going on. I got a skybox. Just using the UE4 skybox. Now, I have a little map overview I used here from the Sculpted Rock Pack. You guys can get that on the marketplace, the UE4 marketplace, and it is an awesome pack for just a few bucks. A lot of cool rocks. Now, check it out. I'm going to go to lights, okay? But before I go to lights, I want to type in fog up here. This is just something I'll show you real quick. You got an expanded little height fog. You got little different fogs. I already got one on here, and I'm going to turn it on by doing this, okay? Click got the eyeball clicked off and turn it on. Okay, now what I'm done there, got a little height fog based off of, you know, it's kind of like the higher I am, the more it doesn't affect my eyes, but you can see it kind of fading. It's like a gradient. It's like a gradient fade, kind of like a depth fade kind of thing going on there, like the fog, realistic fog. Now, that's just me adding a little life. It's really cool for world development. A lot of little fog stuff there. Again, very simple stuff. You can go ahead and toy with that. We're not going to work with that today. We're going to talk about lights, and let's get started. So let's exit that out, and let's go down to lights here, okay? Now, we got a few here, okay? You got the directional light, the point light, the spotlight, the rectangular light, or rect light, and the skylight. Now, I'm not going to lie, a couple of these are very important. Let's go over the ones that right now aren't so important when it comes to like world development, even though they're all very important. All right, so check it out. Point light, very simple, very useful, used all the time. You drag it into your world and drop it and boom. And I'm sure, again, most of y'all understand this. But for a couple things, just for the people that are still learning and just getting started, and again, we're going to talk about other ones mainly, you got simple options here in the details panel as long as you have the details panel selected. You got your light here. You can move it around. You know what I'm talking about? It's a white light. You see right here some settings. I got the light collar. I can literally click on it, change the collar, make it kind of match my sky a little bit, right? You see what I'm saying? That looks a little more like it, you know what I'm saying? I can crank the intensity up. I can just set it to a number like 7500. Let's got 7500, you know what I'm talking about, and drag it out here to where it's not really affecting. I can change the radius, and you can, if I press G and go into where I can actually see what's going on here. Let's click on my light. There it is. Boom. You see what I'm saying? You can see how the radius is, like how big it is. We can stretch that bad baby out, you know, stretch. Okay, stretch it a little bit. That's what I do. Now, what's going on here is I can move the light. I've changed the collar and stuff like that. I can move the light. Now, look at the shadows. You can kind of see them affecting as I move it. You know, love that. And that's what's awesome about the Unreal Engine 4. But it's really hard on resources sometimes, and not every light will need one. You can scroll down, turn off cast shadows. Now, look what's going on there. It's not casting them anymore. It's still got its gradient from light to dark based off the source here. And again, you'd probably want like a light bulb or something there. It's kind of random, just something light. But casting the shadows, give it that look. You know what I'm talking about? Because if I set it way up here, you'll have the shadows bounce off the way they're supposed to. You know, if there was a light up there, we're kind of looking down. You know what I'm talking about? And again, I can go back in here and change the color to change the color to green, a little green. Now, you got to be careful with lights. And another thing about lighting is a lot of the times lights are not going to be these hard colors, okay? You're going to tint them. And what I mean by tint them is you're going to take the white and kind of just fade it a little bit. Yeah, you know, a little bit of that. Oh, it's a little pink. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like it's not pink, okay? It's like a whitish pink. Then you know, toy with your fades there and stuff. But anyway, guys, that, you know, just simple stuff, you know what I'm talking about. And again, you can change your collars, a couple things here. You have your different radiuses here and a couple different things. The strength here, like I said, I mean, I'm literally just, you know, this is the different type of strength here when it comes to like, you can create like exactly where you know, in which direction it can kind of have a little bit of a shape to it, you know, stuff like that. And then if you're just toying with it, you don't want to mess with it, you can click Affect World. And boom, it's off for now. And then if you need it again, boom. You know what I'm saying? Just turn it back on like that. And let's delete it and be done with it. Now, next, spotlight. Now, the thing about a spotlight, it's exactly what it is. It's like a spotlight. Back in the day when we had theater, and you know, people shining the spotlights on the actors because they're freaking awesome, and the guy that follow the guy around and all that. I got a spotlight. You can rotate it. You know what I'm saying? Now, the point light, it was no use in rotating it because it just had a literal sphere circular radius. But this bad baby, I got a little life to it. The radius kind of goes out forward like that, and then I can take this thing right here and drop that down a little bit. So now I've got this light shining right there. Now, you don't see anything. It's because the intensity's nothing. But if I set it to 25 thou, you know what I'm talking about? 25 on MG, 25 GG. Now, the thing is, I got this really rough edge. You know what I'm talking about? So if I take it off, boom, it's like, why is that there? But again, hey, check it out. You change the collar a little bit. You do your thing with it like that. You know what I'm saying? You can, and what's cool is, like, let's say I have it pointing down here. Let's bring it up. It's really powerful with the shadows. Really powerful. Look, we're going to have to crank up the radius a little more. You know, have it keep on going down. You see it kind of doing its thing there, but the shadows of the top rocks, and are kind of changing it there, and literally cast shadow, boom, and you just have a spotlight shining down through. But if you want the shadows to be kept, which you usually do, especially with a spotlight, you can see how well it works there. Thank you, UE4, epic, you're freaking awesome. But yeah, guys, simple again, just very, very simple stuff here. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure you understand the different types of lights and how you can use them. It's very, very simple stuff. I'll delete it. Now, the rectangular light I don't use a lot, but I want to tell you, I know it's useful. I know it's got some awesome stuff. Now, check it out. I'm gonna crank it up here, crank up the intensity of this bad baby to about 75 hundo. You know, I'm talking about big money, big dollars. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to change the radius. I'm going to crank it up a little bit. Now, okay, we're going to change. We'll leave the collar white because I like white. Actually, you know what? Now that I've said that, I really like red. So we're going to go red like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I really like red. I'm going to scoot this bad baby over. Now, well, you kind of see a hard line here. Well, check it if I rotate it. See what's going on there? It's like a plane. It's like a rectangular light. Now, what's cool is I can go down here to the width, and I can crank that up. And I can crank the height up and kind of see what my square, my little rectangular light's doing, you know what I'm saying? And now I got it, and of course, it's casting shadows just like I want it to. Boom, I can go over here, turn the casting shadows off, and then scroll down, make sure you're in the details panel, and boom, turn them off, and then it'll do the same thing for me and not take up as much resources. But again, if you're looking for something realistic, you're definitely going to want to see that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's realistic. Now, again, you probably see a lot of this, too, and I want to explain this. You see a lot of little lines and stuff kind of popping up here. You'll see that says lighting needs built, or preview, because lighting needs built. And what's going on there, so that's another thing I'll talk about later, and I won't really cover it today because we're keeping it quick, but you need to build your lighting when you're finished, because, you know, it needs to bake all the shadows and bake all the math and all the algorithms and blah, 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 blah. And anything that's casting shadows, anything, it needs to build it. So it's one of those things, but let's delete it, and let's get started real quick. I got two more, and they're the most important for me personally when it comes to any type of terrain or world development, when it comes to an outside type of place. You know what I'm saying? They're very, very, very important. Now, let's talk about the first one. The directional light, okay? Now, if I blag this baby or drag this baby in there, you'll see a lot of stuff just happened, okay? There's a lot of all kind of previews everywhere, because they ain't scared of me. I'm a little scared of them, but the thing is, a directional light is kind of like a sun light. And it's in like the sun. I don't mean like just the light it casts, because that's a different type of light, but it's actually like the direction. So if I mean, it is literally just, you know what I'm talking about, like, whoa. You know, it is changing it up. Now, because that here and twisted this way, you know what I'm saying? Like, decide where the sun's coming from based off. And you want to do it right. I got the sun out there. I'd have to change it a certain way, make sure it's shining down on here. You got to do a little work. You know what I'm saying? I got some stuff to do like that. But the point is, you have a couple issues here, which we're going to talk about. And it's one thing people don't see. And again, pay no mind to the preview. If you build the lighting, you're not going to have this problem. Yeah, I could literally turn the shadows off of this bad baby, right? And now it's literally just a light. And you're thinking, hey, I mean, that's kind of all I need. But it still has its own casted shadows, like the rocks themselves, because, I mean, and not even really a shadow, but almost like a back shadow. And it's like, because the sun is behind it, and that's just naturally going, it's not casting a shadow on anything. There's no light being affected there. There's no light being cast on that part of the rock. So, I mean, I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to bring the shadows back on, you know what I'm saying? And the problem is, you get all these really dark spots. You're like, oh my God, it's cool looking. Like, I like what it's doing there, but I mean, it's just really hard on my eyes. Like, certain spots just look so dark, and then I got to put all these point lights in here, and just calm down. I'm going to change the color a little bit, like a little orange, because it matches my sky, bruh. Okay, we made the dissing down on my orange sky. Okay, this is all thanks to the Sculpted Rock Pack. Love you guys. Did a great job. They built this little map for us, and we're just toying around on it. We'll get rid of that dang directional light if we can find it. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, it's deleted, and then we just keep on going. Now it's black again. It's black everywhere, and it's not. I need light. I need light. So check it out. Last one. This is very important. The Skylight. If I drag it in, okay. So just check out what's happening here. The Skylight is kind of using a light based off it kind of looks like it's using a light based off of the sky, and that makes perfect sense because it's the Skylight. Now the thing about the Skylight, it has no direction. So I could take the Skylight itself and I could twist it around, do whatever I want with it, but there's no direction. It's literally just light. So think about that. There's nothing casting anywhere. I can change the collar a little bit, do a little stuff. Again, be careful with harsh collars, guys. You gotta just calm down a little bit. A little greenish action, even though it's got that orange tint, you know, and put them together. It kind of has a neat look. But the thing is, there's no, even if you cast shadows, I can turn them on and off here. You see that happening? You see that happening a little bit? You can see it kind of casting shadows. It's kind of casting shadows, right? But I mean, it's really not. And here's the thing. If I turn up the intensity, it's maybe like 2.5, something like that. I can crank it up and keep on going because I'm not scared and it gets real bright. But the thing is, it is literally making everything have light to it. And you remember earlier with that whole directional light thing, we have an issue. So you could turn the shadows off here and literally just have it doing its thing, right? Well, the point is, we can put them together. So if you use the Skylight and the Directional light together, you have your shadows from the sun, and then you have your backlight, the natural light of the sky. Because even in life, if we're looking at something like that has strong shadows and stuff like that, even if the light's not shining on it, it's not going to be black because there's a natural tint of light. There's a natural light in the sky from the sun just being there. Freaking amazing, I guess. It's just, the world is insane. So if we put them together, let me show you kind of what I got going on right here. Check it. Get ready. Boom. All day, every day, all kind of lights, directional and sky put together. Again, this is the guys who built this map being freaking awesome, and I apologize for all the pure previews I've been messing with it, but check it out. I got the two lights right here, so I'm just looking down. You can see how the light's coming from that area. So I got the fog that's kind of helping with that light. See how useful the fog is now? It's kind of really giving it that realism and that almost like the light, like the bloom, like a bloom. But it's kind of foggy from a distance, and then obviously, you wouldn't see that. That's just kind of down there. But from the scene, if you're looking for like a scene, just like a look, like a view, you know what I'm saying? That is pretty nasty. If I ever live in a full screen that, yeah, that's good. Get rid of all them previews, and we have a pretty sweet little look there. But the point is, so if we go to the directional light, I got them both right here. I'm gonna look down right about here. I got the directional light and the Skylight. If I take off the directional light right now, just don't affect the world. Okay, you can see now that here's what our Skylight is just doing. That's literally the natural light of the world. And then we add the Skylight, the actual sky. Now, let's go down here to the Skylight itself, and let's turn that bad baby up. Don't affect the world. Oh, there's our black. There's all that black issues, remember? There it is. Affect the world, boom. See what it's doing? It's kind of bringing life to that back. That way you don't have all that black nonsense and the no light nonsense, you know what I'm talking about? Just kind of keep it together. So again, with no Skylight, we're getting that really nice shadowy look we want, and the sun shining down through there. It's really cool. It's perfect. But again, the blacks are way too black. Affect the world, and we'll kind of bring a little life to that. You know what I'm talking about? And again, if you turn off the directional light, oh God, affect world. You can see how the natural light of the sun is missing. Yeah, sure, it's got light and you can see everything cool, but if you're looking for that realistic look, you need that shadow. You need a direction. You need where the sun's coming from. And again, when it comes to worlds and terrains and big giant maps, you're really gonna want to experiment with the directional light and the Skylight and the atmospheric fog. And there's an atmospheric fog, which is like and again, if you go back up here just real quick, just kind of talking about it a little bit, you got the atmospheric fog, which is kind of like a fog that'll surround you, or the height-based fog, which means, the higher up and down. And again, you can just literally click on your fog if you go over here to the fog, and you can set the settings the way you want. Up, down, thickness, you know what I'm saying, density, all that good stuff, thick. Get real thick with it or whatever. So, but guys, that's it. Just real quick. I know a lot of y'all know this, so don't hate on me right now. I need to cover this and one more thing before we get moving heavy in the world development field, just because it's very important that you understand light. We're going to dig really deep into it and exactly how we're setting things up, like occlusions and all this stuff. So I'm always hitting the basics. That's why we're doing back-to-back today. So I love y'all. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 700 subscribers, and y'all are freaking awesome. We've been around for 6, 7, 8 months now, and it's been a freaking blast. We got our new EP coming out. Get ready, DepriveD, with the capital D at the beginning and the capital D at the end. Bandcamp, SoundCloud. Get on there and check us out. If you want to support us, that's how you do it. It's $3 for the EP. Hit us up, man. We're going to keep pumping out tutorials. We're going to keep pumping out music. We're going to keep pumping out little prototypes. We got stuff coming. But guys, I hope you understand a little bit about lighting. If you were confused about any of those little tiny details I covered, I hope now you have an idea. Again, it's going to get wild. So thanks for watching. No big deal. I will see you tomorrow with another world development tutorial in the Unreal Engine 4. Peace.